use the camera, it can just use the mic. That's an option, but to be honest, what you've got works. I know there's no camera.
Yeah, it's working, isn't it? It's working.
Simon says all okay, I'd say. I think that's pretty good. That's a green light.
Well, I think that's best. I think it's best it's going to get.
Too.
So, I'll just turn you up a little bit on my, because I've got my headphones on. It's a bit weird with no camera. So, if you're still with us after 40 minutes, this is my special, well, not really a special, but my Sonic 2 GRS. It's where I play through Sonic 2 once again. I'm sure you've seen this many a time on my channel. It's one of my favourite games. It's not the favourite anymore though, but it's one of my favourite games of all time. So the plan is to play through it. I've got Dave from Dave's Game Room.
Good evening, Russ, and good evening everybody who's watching the GRS tonight.
Good stuff, good stuff. So Dave is going to be my co-host tonight. Robot Woman is taking a night off.
Yeah, basically you're going to have to put up with my voice, reading out all of your comments tonight, guys.
Well, it does sound a little bit better than the old robot voice. She can make people sound a bit strange.
I could do that as well if you want me to. I could do some funny accent, strange voices, but I won't.
Right, okay. But yeah, so you're going to read comments. You're going to ask me questions. Read if anyone else has got any questions about the game, we can have a chat. That's what we're here for. Sonic 2 25th anniversary as of yesterday, 24th of November 1992. So fire away, Dave. Fire away. I'll just sit and leisurely play Sonic.
And I'm going to start reading out some messages quickly, and then we'll go on to questions and answers. So, from Simon Locke, we've got, you're still doing better than Sega's Sonic 25th stream. I wasn't aware Sega did one. Were you aware of that, Russ?
No. But when did this happen then? This week, I imagine, with all the different release dates throughout the world.
I'm hoping so too. Hopefully we'll find that on YouTube or some other site that we can view videos on. The Zelda collector, is it Gav or is it Chris tonight? It's Chris.
That's Chris, the Zelda
collector. He's put hello, Dave. Hello to you too, Chris. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you enjoy this this stream. We did have some plans, but due to power cuts and various other things, we had to shelve some of those plans, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. You wouldn't believe what I had planned.
It's been hilarious.
Let's just say, Chris, you have worn that plan at a recent gaming market.
Oh man, that is awesome. So anyway, okay, we'll fire off with some questions, and we'll talk about Sonic Tuesday itself, which of course was yesterday for all of us. Now, really, it's more about your memories of Sonic Tuesday. Did you have the game on Sonic Tuesday? Memories of first playing it, all that kind of stuff. So, Russ, did you have it on Sonic Tuesday in 1992?
No, I was. How old was I in 1992? I would have been 11 when the game came out, and I received it for Christmas. I do remember the hype. Obviously, Sonic 2 the hype train was incredible, if there was such a thing as a hype train. But I do remember going into Woolworths. I'm pretty sure it was Woolworths, and they had it on a display on the MegaDrive. And I remember my mum telling me, "Don't play on it because you'll ruin it, Russell. You'll ruin it for Christmas." So I resisted. I stood there and watched the demo run through. Obviously, it keeps flicking through to the 2-player demo, and I can remember standing there and watching it for a few seconds, probably like 30-40 seconds, and then my mum goes, "Right, that's enough now. Let's go." And I believe she actually bought it from Woolworths, because on Sonic Tuesday, which was the 24th, all the members of staff was wearing Sonic 2 pin badges. Wow. And I've actually still got a original pin badge, because when she bought the game, she managed to buy the pin badge or get the pin badge from a member of staff.
That is really, really awesome, because those things, I'd imagine, as well, are quite rare. So a nice little collectible that you've got as well as a memorabilia for having the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would show you, but we've got no webcam. So I can't even show you the my pin. I have got it out, but I can't show you because we've got no webcam.
So AD Sneaker Freak, good evening. He's actually written a question. He's put his question: for me, Sonic 2 is better without Tails. What is the point of that little furry annoyance? Russ, what do you think on that one?
Personally, after playing Sonic 2 with Tails, if I go back to Sonic 1, it just feels lonely.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's weird. The original game, it feels lonely. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And I always play with Tails. He is annoying and he does get you into trouble, but every now and again, occasionally, he can help you out with certain bosses.
He can.
It's just what the computer feels like it wants him to do. Sometimes he'll trip you up, and then other times he will help you out.
Yep. All I need to say is 2 words to that, and that is special stages. He is a pain in the ass with the special stages, as I'm sure Russell appreciate.
Speaking of which, we are on obviously the 30-second delay, Dave, but we've just gone on to a special stage.
He's on a special stage right now. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with some comments. So we've got Retro Dude, who's actually said, "Hi, dude. Which is your favourite level from Sonic 2?" And that was a question that I was going to ask, Russ. That was going to be one of mine.
Favourite level? It's a toss-up between Chemical Plant and Emerald Hill.
Okay.
But for me, I will say it's Chemical Plant.
Cool.
1 and 2. We're going to go with zones rather than levels. Keep it Sonic related. We're going to go with Complete Zone, which is Chemical Plant Zone.
Awesome.
It's just the whole music, the speed of it, the colours, everything really. It's probably one of the most levels I've played. Obviously being the second level, so I tend to play the first one, Emerald Hill, then straight into Chemical Plant, Casino Night, Aquatic Ruin, and then turn it off normally.
Yeah.
Just have a quick blast.
Okay, so if we carry on with some more comments then. I just missed the one where one of the guys was talking about the Mega Drive emulator. I believe he didn't have a Mega Drive. I think it was LFC Gamer, actually. So we'll move on to Chris, the Zelda collector. You always play with Tails, ? And then he follows that up with too much info.
Yeah, Tails always plays alongside me. That's what he's getting at, isn't it? I'm sure. Yeah. Because Chris never uses any innuendos during his streams. He just ignores them.
Okay.
But yeah, I will acknowledge them slightly.
Yeah. LFC Gamer. Of course, nowadays I have Sonic 2 former Mega Drive, and in LFC Gamer's opinion, it is the best Sonic.
I totally agree with him. Totally agree with
him as well.
100%
as well. Simon Locke. So I first had Sonic 2 on the SMS, so the Sega Master System. So used to being on my own for a Sonic game. Yeah, of course, in the 8-bit days on the Master System, you would have been. Underwater level. My question is there any infamous glitches in Sonic 2? Now, I can answer one of those questions, but I'll throw it over to Grass to start with.
Any infamous glitches? There's the slope glitch you can activate during Wing Fortress Zone. I have done it a couple of times, but it's quite tricky. I mean, and if you can pull it off when you come to the boss, look, there we go, Tails is just lost on the rings. Just ran into some bombs. If you can pull it off at Wing Fortress Zone, when you get to the boss, basically you can just spin dash at the top of the screen and defeat the boss straight away. But it's quite a bit tricky to pull it off. Other than a bit of slowdown, I don't know, Dave, what glitches do you know
if you've got all the Chaos Emeralds and you finish the level with more than 50 rings still in your collection, and you happen to jump up
and just reset it,
you get stuck with Sonic Airwalking and you have to reset the game. Oil Ocean Zone. There's a glitch in Oil Ocean Zone too. You know those transporters that like to fire you across the screen? If you happen to get hit, which you can do easily on Oil Ocean Act 2, the physics will be completely and utterly messed up. Sonic will be able to jump at like 3 or 4 times the height of normal, and he will be able to run even faster than normal. And there's all kinds of little physics glitches where you can be running really fast, jump, and actually fall through a solid platform or a slope and die. Another one as well that I know of in Chemical Plant Zone, if you bust open the blocks on top of a tube and you happen to get hit by a projectile and fall into the tube, the game goes absolutely bananas and you could die from falling out the tube, believe it or not. So, Yeah.
I've heard of the one in Oil Ocean Zone. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you can actually fall out of the cannons they've got. That would be a bit tricky because I've got just come out of your special stage and I've got no rings. And it's only the first boss, mind you, but
Okay. So my uncle had Sonic 2 on launch. I got to play it shortly after launch, but didn't own a Mega Drive myself until a couple of years later. And we'll read another comment from the Zelda collector. That's Chris. Why Sonic 2 out of all of the Sonic games? I'm going to let Brass answer that.
That is a good question. I think it comes down to nostalgia. It really does. Obviously, Sonic 1 was the original packing title for the Mega Drive, which I received, it must have been 91. That's when Sonic 1 came out, so it would have been 91. I played that to death, and then when this was announced, it was the hype was in every single magazine you picked up back in the day, well before November. Sega Pro, Sega Power, Mean Machines, they all had the screenshots. Later on, Dave, we could talk about some of the beta screenshots. I'm sure you're well aware of those. So obviously, just the build-up, the world's biggest build-up to a game, I would say. So when it did come out eventually, and I got it for Christmas 1992, and that for me was the best Christmas I've probably ever had as a child. I think it just stems from there, really. I just picked it up and I've never put it down. I would say it's more nostalgic than Sonic 1. So for me, that is why it's got to be Sonic 2. Probably not the best answered question, but yeah.
Yep, for me it's all about
game.
the fun factor. I just find Sonic 2 the most fun out of all the Sonic games. So I'll go back to reading some more comments. So Eddie Sneaker Freak, I remember completing Sonic 2 as a kid. I cried, oh very dear. Wow, that's quite some reaction to finishing a video game.
Emotional times,
Definitely.
Steve.
Gashead Steve's in the house. Evening Russ, evening all, evening Gashead Steve.
Evening, Steve.
So we've got LFC Gamer. I was stuck on Chemical Plant Zone Act 2 for weeks during my first playing Sonic 2. Once I eventually got past that level, all the other levels felt easy apart from Metropolis Zone Act 3.
Yeah, Metropolis is just unbelievable. It really is. I do remember the struggle with Chemical Plant. A lot of drowning on level 2 when you get stuck with the moving blocks. So I can totally relate to that. I don't remember having that much trouble with Sonic 2, not the early levels. Probably Chemical Plant with the whole drowning scenario. But yeah, I mean it's 25 years. 25 years since I first got this game. I hate to think how many times I've played it, or how many times I've completed it. Strangely enough, Sonic 2 is a game that I just tend to pick up and literally have just 20 minutes on it. Just blast through the first few zones and then just switch off because something's come up. I don't know. I won't know how many times I've actually completed it, I would say, but yeah.
More comments then. We've got some more people saying hi to Steve or Stevie. Awesome Man 235 IFY has put Sonic 2, so I believe he's happy with the choice of game this evening. Evening. So evening, I've not seen you before, but evening to you.
Evening.
So it's Awesome Man. Awesome Man 235 IFY or Iffy or something like that. Probably butchered his name. AD Sneaker Freak. What is your favourite Sonic type clone game from back in the day? So something like Bubsy, Kid Chaos, Aero the Acrobat, Super Frog, Awesome Possum, etc., etc.
Because I played a lot of Sonic 2, and I've spoke about this many times in various YouTube videos, but I did like to keep my game choices very safe, i.e. something very similar to Sonic 2. So the first Mega Drive game I ever bought, which was prior to Sonic 2, so this doesn't really count, was Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Lion King, Kid Chameleon, Bubsy. I mean, Bubsy 2 is a really close Sonic 2 clone in my eyes. And it does get a lot of stick. It gets a lot of stick, Bubsy. Did play it recently, and yeah, I can see why. I don't think it's aged well. But as far as clones go, I would say Bubsy 2 is up there for me. Even though I have got nostalgic ties for that game.
Okay, I'll carry on with some more comments. Simon Locke, is Metropolis Zone the least favourite zone? I've never enjoyed that one. Often takes me more time to eventually get through than the rest of the entire game.
Yeah, Metropolis it's one of those zones where you can go through it and you can get straight through it with no trouble, or you just get lost. And to this day, I'm still not fantastic with the actual level design of that zone, especially the third act. It's very easy to get lost. It's very unforgiving. I think you've just got to keep to the top route, because as soon as you drop down, you're in a world of pain. A world of pain, like I have now, just dropped into the water.
So Smooth MJ.
Sorry, Dave.
Gruss has got a brand new voice, or he's just good at impressions. I'm guessing he's referring to your new Google robot lady replacement, which tonight is me. Smooth MJ.
Yep.
Full comment from Smooth MJ. Awesome man. 235 IFY. Do you like Forces or Mania better? Over to you, Gruss.
Good question. Good question. I would say Mania, purely because it's 2D. I bought Forces last week, and I've played on it for about an hour and a half. I'll tell you now, I'm not a fan of modern Sonic. I never have been. I thought I'd pick Forces up and give it a really good go. Got it on the Switch, and it just feels like it feels like you're playing bloody Road Avenger on Mega CD. And you've just got to, you just got to rely on reactions just to move him from left to right, and half the time it doesn't feel like you're playing a Sonic game. I do like the classic Sonic parts in Forces, but from what I've played, I mean, I've only played like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I've not seen that much classic Sonic in there. So for me, it will be Mania. And again, if I can talk about Mania for a bit, that is a game that I was really, really looking forward to, but somehow I was a little bit disappointed. I still don't know why. I've played through it a couple of times. I think difficulty-wise, it's a very hard game. It's definitely harder than Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic CD. But then again, I do remember playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles and struggling with that the first time round. It's only like, over the years I've played Sonic CD and Sonic 3 and Knuckles that many times, it's become second nature. Whether Sonic Mania the same will happen with that. But for me, Sonic 2, it's like putting on a pair of old slippers. I just know what it's going to do with the physics. Sonic Mania, it's a bit too refined. For example, if I'm in Emerald Hill Zone and I go down a ramp and I miss a yellow spring to one side, with Sonic 2 you can just hit the yellow spring in a certain way and it will just bounce you straight off. In Sonic Mania, you've got to be really lined up. But we've got some glitches on screen. We've got the famous glitch in Aquatic Ruin Zone. I don't know if you can see that, Dave.
Yeah, I'll be able to see that when the video catches up. So we'll move on to some more comments. So LFC Gamer, I like Zool on the Mega Drive, but damn is it hard. I can relate to that. I like Zool and Zool 2, and I play them both on the Amiga.
Yeah, Zool is a very fast game. First played it on the Amiga, down at my cousin's house. Picked it up for the Mega Drive. Good game, a bit too fast really. I think Zool is one of those games back in the day were trying to outdo Sonic. Trying to be slightly different, but still try and beat him with the speed thing. I think it's just a little bit too uncontrollable, Zool. I think Zool 2 is even faster, isn't it? If I
Yeah,
remember.
Zool 2 is even crazier. I find that game very, very difficult indeed. So, Horatio Van Basten, Russ, have you played Freedom Planet?
Freedom Planet? I've not, no. What's that? Is that like a Sonic fan hack, or...?
That's one for Horatio to come back with. LFC Gamer, Mania all day, every day. In comparison to Forces, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Then Chris,
yeah.
Zelda
Yeah,
collector.
I totally agree with that.
What game do you class as the turning point from classic to modern Sonic? I've got my own answer to that, which I think is Sonic Adventure. Over to you, Russ.
What game? What was the question?
The question was, what game do you class as the turning point from classic to modern Sonic?
I mean, Sonic Adventure, that's when he had the whole green eyes, different design. But I would say it all started with Sonic 3D. I think that's when that's what they decided, the way it was going to go. Because that was one of the last games on the Mega Drive. Quite an late game, and then it came out on the Saturn. And then obviously Dreamcast. Sonic never got an outing on the Saturn, but yeah, I think it started with 3D Sonic, but like you said, it's Sonic Adventure, isn't it? With his green eyes and longer legs, and yeah, that's the. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sonic Adventure looks phenomenal. It really does, but it just plays clunky. But that's just modern Sonic for me. Some people like modern Sonic. Some people prefer modern Sonic to classic. I suppose it's what you've grown up with.
So, Simon Locke, I heard there's a lot less classic Sonic gameplay in Forces compared to Generations, but not played myself.
Yeah, like I said before, I've only played about an hour and a half, 2 hours. From what I've played, it's definitely more modern Sonic, and you've got this stupid avatar character where you can collect clothes and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what all that's about. I'd rather just avoid that. I don't know if you can pick the levels you want to play once you've completed the game. So I've heard it's quite a short game. I'm probably halfway through it actually. I think it's only about 5 hours worth. It's not long at all. But I will go back to it because I'm interested to see if there is an option to pick what levels or what character you can choose. Obviously, not enough rings of it. I've just been thrown out at special stage.
Tails, that's what it's all about.
It was Tails. He tripped me up big time.
AD Sneaker Freak, what were the sales of Sonic Mania? Did it do well? It's my understanding that Sonic Mania did pretty well on the sales front, and it was generally well received. I personally got frustrated with it and found it very difficult.
Yeah, I don't know any sales figures, but I think it's definitely done better than Sonic Forces. So I think that will make Sega sit up and pay attention. Christian Whitehead, I think he'll. Well, from what I've read, there's going to be a Sonic Mania 2, so that would be nice to see, especially with some new. It's always nice to see the classic levels redone. But yeah, I would like to see some more new 2D levels in Sonic Mania, and hopefully he takes on board the difficulty. Because I think a few people have not complained, but they've reported the steep difficulty curve. And to me, it was just the bosses. The first stage boss was harder than the second one. And when you die, you just no continues as such. You just go back to the start of the zone. Yeah, it was just a little bit unforgiving, but I don't know. I don't know whether that's just what Sonic 3 and Knuckles were like. Like I said earlier, I do remember playing it the first time and struggling, but as an adult, I think you expect to not struggle as much. But yeah, I spoke to a few people about it, and a few people said they were getting a little bit frustrated with it. Me and you and a few other people on the YouTube scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a great game. Don't get me wrong.
So
definitely the way forward.
ST Roro or Stroro, I guess is his name. Wow, your comment reading bots have
Yeah,
a
Stuart,
major
evening,
upgrade.
Stuart. Sorry, just say that again, Dave.
He said your comment reading bot has had a major upgrade. So he's talking about the robot lady being replaced by me for one evening.
Yes. Major upgrade, major upgrade. Yeah, she's had the night off.
Yeah, she's gone to a prosecco bar
tonight.
somewhere. She's having a night off.
She
Yeah.
has. I mean, like with the power cut and everything else that's gone off, I'm surprised this stream's actually gone ahead. I've had laptop issues all afternoon. I've had a virus. I've had Windows updates. We did do a little bit of testing and everything was fine. Just about to go live. Well, we were actually live. Tried to turn the camera on and then power went off. So yeah, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong tonight. But we're here.
Playing Sonic. It'd be nice if they released it on bloody disc, referring of course to Sonic Mania, because of course that only came out digitally. LFC Gamer, after Sonic Heroes, which in my opinion was a crap game. I agree with you. I lost all hope in the blue blur, but that was until Generations, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And yeah, I'm with you on that one. I quite liked quite a lot of Generations.
Yeah, I mean, Generations for me was actually the Kickstarter to get me back into retro gaming. My Mega Drive was still set up in my old room when I lived at home many years ago, but never really touched it. It was just caked in dust and sat in the corner with the joypad sat on the top. And then when I found out Generations were coming out, and I remember seeing the advert and it was showing Chemical Plant Zone, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to buy myself an Xbox 360. And I bought myself an Xbox 360 and a copy of Generations and played the game and really liked the 2D stages of Chemical Plant. 2 rings to go, can I do it? Oh no, we've not done it again. Sorry Dave, I'm just... bloody tails losing all my rings, won't it? Yeah, what were I saying? Yeah, so I played quite a bit of Generations and I really like their take on Chemical Plant Zone. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to dig out my old, fire up my old Mega Drive and see what Sonic 2 plays like. So by this time, I've probably not played it for a good few years. And then I started playing Sonic 2. That's when I realised it looked like rubbish, looked like crap because I was using composite. Picked myself up a RGB SCART cable. And I thought, well, this looks good. And that is really how I got back into retro gaming. And it was through looking on YouTube for how to get the best picture out of a Mega Drive. I found various videos. And so really got me back into retro gaming. And it started me off on YouTube. So without Sonic Generations, as corny as it sounds, we probably wouldn't be sat here today talking about Sonic 2.
Amen to Generations, that being the case. Amen to Generations. So Simon Locke, I think I prefer the new levels to the remakes of the old levels. He goes on to say, also, last boss was a piece of cake, yet Metal Sonic was insane to start with.
Oh, Metal Sonic was just unbelievable.
Retro Dude has asked the question, should Sega make Sonic Adventure 3? Over to you, Russ.
I think they should, yeah. I think they should get Christian Whitehead involved, and I think he needs to be involved with every Sonic game now because Sonic Team is not the same team for Sonic 1 or Sonic 2. I don't know who's in that team, but it's certainly no one with a decent interest in the franchise. That is the Blue Hedgehog. So I think he definitely needs to be involved. And Sonic Adventure 3, yeah, I think it definitely needs to make an appearance. I mean, Sonic Forces, everyone thought Sonic Forces was going to be Sonic Generations 2. But no, it's not, is it? It's some weird game, some weird run-of-the-mill modern Sonic game, unfortunately.
Simon Locke, playing Sonic Adventure in Curry's killed it for me. Asked for a PS2 instead.
Oh dear.
LFC Gamer then goes on to say, Sonic Heroes was one of my first PS2 games, believe it or not.
I remember picking up Sonic Heroes. I had an Xbox, and it was either on the Xbox or on a PS2, but I did pick it up, and I tried my best. I tried my best to get into it, and you know what? I couldn't. And yeah, I just found myself going back to the Mega Drive, and that's what's always happened. Sonic Generations sent me back. As good as Sonic Generations was, you know, even playing Sonic on like the DS, the Genesis collection, I can just tell the difference. Emulation, you can just tell the difference. I should state that this is my original cartridge. It's still going strong. Sometimes it does get a little bit glitchy, and normally it does tend to crash on this level. Wow. So if we get past this level, we're doing all right. I've not cleaned it for some time, so I've probably jinxed it now, and it probably will crash. But yeah, I've got to play my original cartridge. I have got it on the EverDrive, and I'll be honest with you, I can't tell the difference. But if I was to play an emulated version, I would tell straight away.
Okay, Acidonia 150. Why the music in Hilltop Zone sound like a cat? Interesting comment there.
Sounds like
because there's some really high sort of whining sound. I know where
it's coming from. Yeah. I can see where it's coming from. It's probably off some Disney film, is it?
Yeah.
Aristocats or something. One of the Disney films. They've got cats singing or whatever, and it does. Now he's mentioned that. I quite like the music though in Hilltop.
James Hartgraves Jr. I beat this game 5 times already. Oh, I'm new here too. So welcome to the GRS.
Oh, welcome, James.
He goes on to say,
welcome to the
zone,
Sonic 2 stream.
Which is the zone that Russ is currently playing.
Yeah. Well, back in the special stage again with Tails. He's doing his best to lose every single ring I catch. He's got reflexes, not like a cat, but like a fox.
Yeah. Like a fox that's drunk, I would say as well.
Yeah, I've got no chance of her. I keep going in these special stages, but I don't think I'm going to do it with Tails.
You have to jump
lagging
an
behind.
extra microsecond early.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, I'll try my best, but I don't think it's going to work.
Kevin Wolford 123. How's it going, people? Evening, Kevin.
Evening, Kev.
Awesome Man 235 IFY. Doing good. So I think he likes your mad S2 skills tonight, Grass. I think he's loving it.
Well, it's certainly a skill trying to talk and sound entertaining and play a game at the same time. Yeah, I must warn you. I'm struggling now, just concentrating on these rings. But yeah, get 160 rings. Oh, He's just going into these bombs, into bless him.
So LFC Gamer, Mystic Cave is my favourite song in Sonic 2. Mystic Cave 2 Player is actually one of my favourites, Grass, because it's a really upbeat track.
Yeah, Mystic Cave music is really funky. It's a great zone as well. You don't see that. Do you know when they've redone it? I don't think they've ever redone Mystic Cave.
I've never seen a Mystic Cave remake, and to be honest, it's a crying shame because it's a decent zone. It's a good design.
I mean, the only time it's had some attention is when they put out the Sonic 2 iOS version.
Yes, that's right.
And if you fall in the bottomless pit, it takes you to Hidden Palace Zone, which I thought was a very nice touch.
I love that. I thought that was awesome when I played the iOS
very nice
version. Yeah, that was a good surprise because I didn't know until that happened. So Simon Locke says, hi, really Kev. Good. And then he agrees with LFC. Great BGM, that is. And LFC Gamer, Russ has the skills to pay the bills, and tonight it shows.
Should be a poet.
Simon Locke, I remember recording it to cassette tape from my Mega Drive, and then later recording it to my PC. That's some dedication for you from Simon there. Rockstar Runner 7 says, this isn't Zelda, Russ.
No, it's not Zelda. No, it's... we need to show some love for the little blue hedgehog. He's been having a rough time last few years. So I thought I'd pay him a bit of special attention for his 25th anniversary.
And AD Sneaker Freak is abandoning us for Match of the Day. so he's a football fan. I'm a football fan, but I'm sticking with this stream
shame on you,
until
Steve.
the end. So there you go.
It's dedication for you. Dedication.
So Acidonia 150. What about 3DS version of Sonic Generations? I've personally never played it. Gruss?
I've never played it. I would like to try it just to see how it feels. But no, I've never played it. So yeah, 3DS version.
So the Zelda Collector, aka Chris, would you like a full-blown HD remake of Sonic 2, or is it best left in the past? Me and Gruss both know there's going to be a Sonic 2 HD remake that some guys are working on, and
there is, and it does look phenomenal.
It does, and that project's been picked back up. Have you played the demo on your machine at all, Gruss? 'Cause I played my PC.
I downloaded the demo a few weeks ago, but because my laptop isn't the best, it's very temperamental. I couldn't get it working, so I've left it for now. But I do need to try and get the demo working. But I've watched a few YouTube videos. People have commented about it. And obviously you've played it, Dave, so what do you reckon?
I think it's excellent. They've done a really, really good job at replicating the physics of Sonic 2, which is basically what you talked about earlier on with emulation, where you can feel the difference. It's not quite the same. Yeah. They've done a good job with the Sonic 2 HD that I've played thus far, and it looks incredible with the redrawn graphics and artwork. And I like the soundtrack. They've done a good job at redoing the soundtrack too.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, with Sonic 2? Because so many people have played it, you just know you've got a good feel of the physics. So whenever you play another version, whether it be on a GameCube or a PS2 or a 3DS or a DS, it might look like Sonic 2, but as soon as you start playing, you just go, well, no, you can just tell. Yeah. It's just the physics are off.
Okay, so we'll carry on with some more comments. LFC Gamer, I've got a second-hand Mega Drive. Scroll my comments back up for a second. Back in '98, which was my first ever console. At the time, my parents couldn't afford a PS1.
98, bloody hell! I were left school in '98. So yeah, very very nice. Well, nothing wrong with getting a Mega Drive at that age. You know, I'm sat here in 2017 still playing on mine.
All real hardware as well with Russ. For the new people that are watching, he doesn't use emulation. Real Mega Drive,
no emulation,
real cartridge, and he's actually playing in front of a CRT as well. I know we're seeing this lovely stream that's captured using a capture device, but Russ is sat in front of a CRT. The way it should be played.
Hence why I have all these technical problems, because it takes that long setting it all up with delays and webcams and sound and all sorts, and then it would just be about 110 times easier just to use emulation, because it'd just be easier, wouldn't it? But for me, it wouldn't feel the same. So it has to be like this.
Rockstar Runner.
It has to be. I mean, I've got all the original hardware, so why not use it?
In fact, I'm going to have to scroll this up again. Rockstar Runner 7, with all the damn Zelda talking group, it's good for the soul. Good for the soul to see you on the Sonic. I knew the blue was still in you somewhere. I probably didn't read that very well, but anyway.
Yeah, he's referring to a WhatsApp group. A few of us are in, and Zelda is my new passion lately. But this is a Sonic 2 stream, so unfortunately we need to keep it blue. Team blue all the way here.
Yeah. Acidonia 150. Also, you forgot to mention Sonic level and area in Lego Dimensions. Now, I didn't know that. So Acidonia 150. Also, you forgot to mention Sonic level and area in Lego Dimensions. So the Lego Dimensions video game, I'm guessing there's a Sonic level or a Sonic area in that game. And of course, I haven't played Lego Dimensions, so I haven't seen it.
Yes, there is in there. Yeah. I've never played that as well, so can't comment on that. But I am aware of the game, of said game.
Okay, more comments. So LFC Gamer, I was 4 when I got my Mega Drive. I'm now 23.
4. Making me feel old.
And me as well. You can add me to that list. Awesome Man 235 IFY. Don't fall in the pit at the end of Act 2. Hidden Palace isn't in this
Yes.
version.
It's not, no. It's not. It's just a pit full of spikes. And I fell in that pit a good few times, I can tell you.
Chris has put a hashtag of Team Green, presumably talking about Zelda.
Yes.
Lamont Smith says hello.
He knows how I feel about Zelda.
And Simon Locke says he quite liked the Sonic pack for Lego Dimensions.
All right, well, I'll have to have a look into it. I've heard good things.
This is really okay. James Hartgraves Jr. Hey man, who is making this stream? Will you put a toothpick between your toe and slam it into a wall or eat a cactus? I don't know what it means.
What's
so
that?
James Hartgraves Jr. says, "Hey man, who is making this stream? Will you put a toothpick between your toe
I'm making this
and
stream.
slam it in a wall or eat a cactus?" Whatever that means.
Yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I'm too busy streaming to eat any cactuses or cacti. So, yeah, you just have to put up with me playing Sonic on an original Mega Drive,
Yes.
James.
Simon Locke played it with my son. He enjoyed it quite a bit. Good parody / homage to Sonic 2.
Oh, is that the Lego
The Lego Dimensions.
version?
Kevin Wolford 123. I have the Sonic level pack, but still not played it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm back in this special stage. So, shall we talk a little bit about the Sonic 2 beta, Dave?
We shall. Now, my question to you, Grass, is how did you first find out about Sonic 2 beta? How did you know about it?
I knew about it because I remember cutting out a Sonic 2 beta title screen out of a magazine and sticking it on my bedroom wall. And I thought that looks fantastic, that. And then a few issues later on another magazine, I've just died. There was obviously a change of title screen. I thought, well, what's happened here? And then I think I looked into it a bit more and discovered that there was a unreleased beta version. And as far as I know, and from what I've read over the many years, there was a beta cartridge which was stolen at some games convention in the early 90s. And I think the ROM was dumped. Hence that's why they've got the hidden palace levels and so on. What do you know about the beta version then, Dave?
Well, I managed to stumble across a certain website called Simon Wise Sonic 2 Beta, and that's how I found out there was a prototype version of Sonic 2. And it was unbelievable to read all this stuff, like these zones that we never got to play that you only saw in magazines. And there was even a little comment written on that site. You might see some beta information in the back of the manual. And I was like, really? And yeah, sure enough, the beta title screen that you mentioned is in the back of the Sonic 2 manual, printed in black and white.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
so they changed the title screen after the manual was printed, from the sounds of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they changed the title screen because it's a great title screen.
And also, it's consistent with the Master System version because it looks very similar to the Master System title screen as well when you look at that one. Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, but I've got a hand-drawn Sonic 2 beta title screen.
It looks amazing.
I'm just staring at it now. But yeah, the shape of Sonic in the present one, the one they use, I don't know. He just looked a bit. It didn't look right, did it? I don't know. It wasn't as rounded and as classic looking as he maybe should have been.
So,
I think that a lot of that came from the art, because there was the Japanese art and then the American art, wasn't there? There was two distinct versions, if you like, of how classic Sonic looked in various posters from Japan and America. Oh, just keep dying. No, we're all right. We're covered.
So did you play the beta ROM at all, Grass?
I have played it, yeah, a good few years ago now. I think I played it on emulation
Oh yeah.
actually. On an old PC I had, and I have played it since. I played through Hidden Palace. What was it? Genocide Zone. Is it Wood Zone? Dusty Hill?
Zone. Yeah.
Or is it Dusty Hill or the Dusty Hill?
Dust Hill takes you to Mystic Cave on the beta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
because they had a
Yeah.
completely different plan for Dust Hill and also an equivalent zone called Winter Hill as well. I remember reading. Yeah,
Yeah.
which sounded interesting, and it's such a shame that they canned all those zones and that there was time travel originally planned for Sonic 2 as well. Hence the existence of Wood Zone.
Yeah. I mean, Sonic CD was originally going to be a upgraded version of Sonic 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. I
believe.
read exactly the same magazine snippet as you that basically alluded to that.
Yeah, it was going to be a CD version of Sonic 2 with extra zones, CD quality stereo music, etc. But as Sega, as we're all aware, the American versus Sega of Japan rift just increased, and Sonic 2 was Sonic 2's it's more of an American game, isn't it?
Yes.
The actual
yes.
team behind
it is. Yeah. The first game.
Whereas Sonic CD was the Japanese.
Yeah,
team.
the first game on Sonic CD was very much Sega of Japan, and then, as you say, it was moved over to North America for Sonic 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it, to see how it would have gone if they would have stuck to the original plan. I mean, I wonder why they did change. Whether it was just a case of they had a big fallout or
time constraints was one of the main things that I heard.
Time constraints,
because they got to a point with the game, and then they had to shelve some ideas that weren't fully developed or close to being fully developed, which included those zones like Dust Hill and Winter Hill with the transition between the two. They had to count that. Hidden Palace was along for the ride, quite some way into development, as far as I understand, and was canned right near the end, within like a month or so to go.
Yeah.
Such a shame. Such a shame, because I did like that.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, when you think about it. But they did use... What's the zone called in Sonic 3? That's Hidden Palace, isn't it?
That's right. Where you fight Knuckles.
You face Knuckles. Yeah, so they did bring it back, didn't they, for Sonic 3?
They brought it back, but it looked absolutely nothing like Sonic 2's Hidden Palace zone.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
I mean, when I remember playing the beta version, and it was just like a really unfinished zone. Have you ever tried the connecting up a Game Genie?
I have. Yeah.
Plugging in your original Sonic cartridge, and you can get to... Is it Wood Zone or Hidden Palace?
You can get to the sort of leftovers of Hidden Palace. It's all scrambled, as I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah, you just fall through it, don't
and if you select Wood Zone, because you can access the slot for Wood Zone, you get basically an Emerald Hill Zone that's incomplete with broken physics, because they overwrote Wood Zone data with Hidden Palace. Not Hidden Palace, with Emerald Hills data.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that the actual code is still in the cartridge.
It is, yeah. It just goes to show that during development, they didn't just completely erase it, they tried to overwrite it in some cheap fashion. And you can still see some of it. It is weird, but
it's weird.
To me, I mean, they left the song, sound test number 10 in the sound test menu as the Hidden Palace theme song, so it's still there. They were still going to use it, and I quite like that little tune as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that actually.
I think if you Game Genie to Hidden Palace Zone, it will play the theme tune. It will actually play it and show the title card.
I do remember if you pause the, when you get to the level and you've got the posts that spin round.
Yeah.
If you pause it in a certain position, you can see different images of Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Yeah.
As it's spinning round, if you do like a frame by frame.
Yeah, that's it.
That's another thing you've reminded me, actually. In the beta, there were very different end-in-post graphics for Sonic and Tails. They were quite cute as well in the beta, whereas they were much more serious in the final.
I think that's what you can see, isn't it, when you pause and unpause the screen. You can actually see those beta, the artwork, I suppose.
So Simon Locke has written something interesting whilst we were talking about Sonic CD and Sonic 2 Beta. Sonic CD was Sonic 2 of Japan, more or less. Development just kept on ticking over until they released it on the Mega CD.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I think that makes perfect sense, what he's saying.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I mean, it would have been... I mean, just imagine if they did do Sonic 2, but on CD, with proper CD music and extra bonus.
Would have been amazing. And you think as well, the Mega CD added a bit of extra capability, so those bonus stages could have also been even more impressive on a technical level if you think of the Sonic CD stages.
Yeah. I wondered if they ever tried to do anything with the special stages. Because, I mean, you know, back when Sonic 2 came out, to me, it looked great.
Oh, it blew me away. The pseudo 3D half-pipe effect blew me away.
Yeah. But, I mean, what could they have done with the Mega CD? Could they have made them even better?
Yeah, because you think about the Sonic CD special stages we got. You've got scaling, rotation.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic as you're playing it, even for an old game. And I can see that half pipe, the way it moved, the way it rotated, would have been much more natural. You know? Yeah,
it would have been, and that would have been interesting. I've never read anything though about you know, any of that being changed or used for the the now cancelled Mega CD / Sonic CD version.
So,
interesting.
I'm going to throw you a question, Sonic 2 related question. Is there any zone that you particularly dislike in Sonic 2, Russ?
Probably this zone I'm playing now, and I'm not a fan of. I'm trying to think. Probably just this really. I don't mind any other zone. Yeah, I mean Wing Fortress. That's a bit. There's a good shortcut you can take on Wing Fortress to skip a lot of it out. Sky Chase Zone. Yeah, I mean just going back to Sonic Mania. You can obviously you're on the biplane in Sonic Mania. But when I was playing it, when you did a spin dash, you were just falling straight off top of the plane. I mean, that never happened in Sonic 2.
Oh, I think you could do it. I think if you spun dash hard enough in Sonic 2, you could outrun the plane. I'm sure I've done it before on Sonic 2, and you fall to your death. I think it can be done. Obviously, don't try it unless you really want to try it, but it can be done.
Yeah.
But
I mean, from what I've done, I've never had a problem with it. The plane's always caught me.
Yeah.
Or Tails has always, managed to keep up. But yeah, on Sonic Mania, we just straight away, you were just killing you straight away. It's so unforgiving. With the the hitboxes and everything else for that game. But that Sonic Mania, it's all about Sonic 2
It
here.
is. Now, AD Sneaker Freak has snuck in a little question about Sonic 3D. He's put, Sonic 3D, please give me your musings. Do you want me to quickly go first on Sonic 3D?
Yeah.
So Sonic 3D, I was never a fan of. I actually borrowed it from a mate at school back in '95 on the Mega Drive, and I didn't like it. Didn't like the way it handled. Just didn't like the way the game played. I wasn't impressed with it at all. So, Russ, what about you?
Sonic 3D. What year did it come out? Were it 90?
I think it was
early '95.
Yeah,
late
it was
94?
early '95. I think it came out.
By that time, I didn't get a Saturn because I was just disappointed, shall I say, with the Mega CD and then the 32X. So I don't know. I think I'd come away from gaming. I mean, I got a PlayStation in late '97, so I definitely didn't pick it up, and I didn't play it for many years afterwards. But from what I have played, it hurts my finger, hurts my thumb on the D-pad. Chronically. I don't know whether that was just my controller, but I've never had any other issues before. It just ate my thumb like crazy with the D-pad.
That's because of the isometric view and the fact you're having to move around in those directions, wasn't it?
Yeah, weird.
So,
I wouldn't say it's a terrible game. I mean, it's been have you seen the redone
Of Sonic
version?
3D.
Yeah, one of the original coders. He's added a few bits in and improved a few like cutscenes and stuff. I've been following him on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw a video about the intro.
Um,
He said it was the impossible intro to run on a Mega Drive. Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
saw
were it.
that. That was
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah, because the whole intro was what were it now? It was bigger than the
Yeah,
actual,
it was bigger than the game. Essentially, it was massive.
bigger
Yeah,
than the
it
game.
was.
Yeah,
Because I can remember
they
that.
compressed it
They
down,
did,
didn't they?
and it was the compression as to why it ran as slowly as it did. But one cool thing is if
Yeah,
you overclock your Mega Drive, you can get that intro to run fast as anything, which I've done. Yeah, it
can
looks
you?
really, really cool as well because it runs nice and quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this Mega Drive I'm playing on, this is overclocked to about 14
Or you'd see
megahertz,
it.
so that'd be
Yeah,
interesting to
you would
check
see
it
it.
out.
It
Yeah.
run nice and quickly, nice and smoothly. But of course, Sonic 3D, that's for another time. It's all about Sonic 2.
So like Sonic
Yeah.
Tuesday. Just out of interest, I mean, I'll put this question out here, but it's going to take a few minutes for a response. But everyone who's watching, where was you on Sonic Tuesday? So November 24th, 1992. Where were you? I'm suspecting some of you were either maybe not even born. But it'd be interesting to know where people. Where were you, Dave?
Where was I? Well, I would have been 8 years old.
Were you in the shops
In
buying it?
92, and to be honest, I can't remember. Really can't remember what I was doing back then. Probably playing on the Amiga, I suspect, around the family friend's house. Loving the Amiga back then.
Did you buy Sonic 2
So
then?
I didn't actually get Sonic 2 until 94. Would you believe? Yes,
What? Oh,
94.
dear.
So it was actually courtesy of a family friend, but you can guess what happened. I just could not get off the game. I was on it constantly. And it was interesting hearing you say earlier on, you go back to Sonic 1 and it just feels lonely and just, doesn't feel as good.
Yeah.
I went back to Sonic 1 because that was what we had with our Mega Drive, came bundled with it. And it felt slow. It just felt sluggish. And the level design, it really opened my eyes up to how the level design had improved with Sonic 2 and how much better the levels were, the different routes you could take, the speed. It was just fantastic. And the soundtrack as well. But yeah, I was quite late to the party when it came to the Mega Drive and Sonic 2. But my God, it quickly became my favourite game, and it's still one of my favourite games of all time.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the level design just a minute, you can see the difference, well, the similarity with the level design with Sonic 1 and Sonic CD. Because with Sonic 1, you've got the nice fast-flowing green hill zone, and then it goes straight into bloody
I know what you're going to say.
Marble zone. It just slows down straight away, and then you've got Sonic CD, and Sonic CD was, again, it was the designs were, I mean, beautiful looking game. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't built for speed.
No, it wasn't.
Whereas Sonic 2, it was, wasn't it? Because maybe that was just purely down to the Americans, and that's what they wanted. But yeah, you can definitely see the similarities.
But it makes sense because Sonic's all about speed, so the levels need to complement that, I think, and they do in Sonic 2 more so than they do in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, you can play Sonic like a platformer. That is the thing. You can take it slow. You can collect all the emeralds, collect all the rings. To get to the special stages, to get your 50 rings, and you can play it like a normal platformer game, or you can blast through it. Me personally, I just prefer to blast through it. I've never been.
We've actually got an interesting comment.
Go on.
Oh, I think Facebook has gone. Is Facebook still with us? Has it gone? I think
Has it gone?
I have to call him again.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Oh. Dave, are you there?
Can you hear me
Can
now?
you hear me?
Yeah, it just completely went stone dead.
Did
It
it?
did, but I can hear you now. So we're
Oh,
back
right.
again. I was just about to read out some
Okay.
more comments.
Right, we'll just make sure everything's still okay. Can people still hear me and Dave? Simon, if you could let us know, or Chris. That'd be great. Otherwise, we don't want to be sat here talking to ourselves. I could still hear you though. Then
You could still hear me when I was
when you were
talking.
talking. Yeah, when you said, "Oh, I'll give him a
Oh,
ring
you
back."
could hear that because I could hear nothing in reply. That was really
Yeah.
strange. Everything just went completely silent.
Yeah, maybe it's they've got some kind of timeout.
Maybe,
feature
yeah,
on
because
it.
we have been on for an hour, I think, at that point.
Yeah, it might auto cut off after 1 hour or
Possible.
something.
Yep, Simon Locke has said
Yeah,
he can hear both of us. So here we go.
Right, okay, right, we'll carry on.
ST Roro says they got it on in here. They got it on
what?
in here.
Oh,
is
they
what,
got
it,
it
is
on
what
in
it
here.
says.
Oh, okay.
So Underwater Level says, I remember Sonic 2 was mentioned in our local news. They interview people who have bought it, and I seem to recall people complaining about finishing the game really quickly.
Who was it now that somebody, I can't remember who it was now. They bought the game and they basically finished it on Christmas
Wow.
Day. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure it was somebody famous.
It's probably Dave Perry with
Obviously,
Games Animal.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was now. I remember reading it or seeing a YouTube video or something, but he would have been in his early 20s from what I
Yeah.
remember. He basically got it for Christmas and he finished it. But then I've spoke to other people and they've struggled to get past, this level in particular. They struggled to get past this level.
Yeah, this level's got that scrolling that continues on and on and on, doesn't it? Where you keep falling constantly and it repeats.
Yeah, I think I've already done one. I've already done one
Yeah.
lap at minute. I mean, the difficulty for Sonic 2 is pretty easy, I would say. But the baffling thing is with Sonic 2 is when you get to Death Egg and you've got no rings.
You're stuffed, basically. You're stuffed at that point.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, every other Sonic game, I think even in Sonic 1, in the final zone, did you get rings?
I don't know if you did. No, you didn't. You didn't, because you were at risk straight away. But as soon as those things started buzzing and coming down at you, you were screwed. It wasn't just getting crushed that was the problem. So no, you didn't get any rings at the start of final zone.
Yeah.
So Woodland 37, this is the best interactive stream ever. The gameplay and the watchers are like in sync with each other. Viewers' comments are read regular. This is awesome. Russ, what do you think?
Evening, Carl. How the devil are you? I've not spoke to you in ages, Carl. How are you? I don't know whether he's been sarcastic or whether he's if it's a genuine comment, but yeah, I think he's. I mean, to say that the whole technical issues we had at the start, the first 40 minutes, I think it's working quite well. Facebook call, and if I would have got the actual webcam working as well, it would be even better.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah, maybe for next time, eh?
Maybe. ST Roro, my dad took me to Games Master Live that year, as it was on my birthday, and bought it for me.
Bloody hell, Games Master Live. I remember seeing that in magazines.
I remember seeing it on the end of one of Games Master's episodes. I think they advertised it. Yeah.
Yeah. What year was that then? Games Master Live. It must have been
92, because if this game, it must have been.
Yeah.
That would have been Games Master Season 1 or Series 1. Yeah.
Yeah. And where were it? Manchester?
Was it Birmingham NEC? I think. Yeah.
Birmingham.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So ST Roro says he finished it on his second go. That's Sonic 2, of course.
Finished it on his second go. Yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't finish it on my second go. I can't remember how long it took me to get through it, but yeah, I think this level I've just finished would have tripped me up back then. I do remember struggling with it. And then obviously once you get to Death Egg and you've got no rings, even now I can do the Metal Sonic robot easy,
Yeah.
with ease, I would say. But even now, I can still get flustered with the the giant
the
robot.
Mecha Eggman.
That is Robotnik. Yeah, because I'm just too. I don't know. I've got no patience. I'll just try and whiz through it, and I'll probably get. I think would it take eight hits to defeat him, and I could probably get to 6 or 7, and then just get a bit cocky and die, and then start all over
the bit
again.
that got me was when his arm shot out.
Yeah. I never had the guts to jump over them and hit his chest or whatever. I just used to jump to one side, and I'll probably play it safe in about 10-15 minutes. I'll probably play it safe and probably die a couple of times, no doubt. But I think with the Death Egg Zone, because it's at the end, and if you didn't play through or didn't use the level select, it's one of those levels where you don't really practice it that much, I suppose.
No.
So it is down to just skill on the day.
Go because of the no ring situation. It's a one shot.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Zelda collector
Sweaty palms.
has put, I totally agree, Carl. You should have guest speakers on regularly, Russ. Well, he's got the robot lady. She's a guest speaker.
Yeah, the thing with Robot Lady, she interrupts all the time.
I've tried not to. I've done my best not to. It's hard when you're doing this remotely. It really is.
Yeah. Are you watching the stream as well?
I am. I've got it on my TV. One of the cool things. I've got the laptop where I'm talking to you using the Facebook video call or audio call, and I'm watching it right now, so I can see the comments in lovely big text, which is good.
Okay. So what time have we got on the screen on this level?
Time on the screen is. Oh, hang on a second. Now you're asking a question. What does it say on my TV? It's not telling me what the time is. I've just got the bar that says it's live. Handy. Anyway, if I go back to reading some comments, because they're really liking the fact that you're interacting with the comments, which is awesome. So Awesome Man 235 IFY says, I like this stream too. I like that Russ talks to the viewers right away when they comment something.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, isn't it? Interaction. I mean, going back to the viewers, did they ever come back and did they tell us where they were on Sonic Tuesday?
I think AD Sneaker Freak did. He said he couldn't remember what on earth he was doing in '92.
I can believe that from Steve. Yeah. So what about everyone else? Where was everyone else in 1992?
I'll do some more comments and we'll wait for some more to roll in. Hopefully we'll get some more information about 92 and where people were. So Woodland 37, that's Carl. No, it's a serious comment. As I saw the problems you had setting it up, it's running smooth right now.
Oh, cheers, Carl.
And Carl says, who here had hedgehog crisps as a youngster? I did. They was tasty.
Me. They did the onion rings as well, didn't they? Remember the onion rings?
I don't know if I ever had them hedgehog crisps, you know.
Onion rings. They did crisps. They did beans, spaghetti hoops, all sorts.
So Base Invader. Yes, boys, hold tight.
Hold tight. Here we go. We're on Wing Fortress.
And Kevin Wolford 123 says, shout out to Robo Lady. Yeah, she's having a night off. As me and Grass said, she's probably clubbing somewhere. I don't know. Celebrating Sonic 2 in her own way.
Good old Robot Lady, eh?
And Chris, the Zelda collector. Good interaction with Russ and you, Dave. The banter is great.
Good stuff. He'll be, no doubt, he'll be copying this idea, will you, Chris?
Yeah, you might have to add me on Facebook if you want me to replace Robo Lady on your stream as well, Chris. More than happy to do that sometime.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I mean, we've yet to negotiate a fee yet, Dave, but yeah, you've done a cracking job.
I just do it for fun, mate. I love doing this kind of stuff myself, but due to many technical issues, I scrap so many streams you wouldn't believe. You do a far better job than I do. You get yours. I don't.
Yeah. Well, believe me, I was on the verge of scrapping this stream tonight. Yeah, very, very frustrated.
With the laptop stuff.
Especially when it all went off with power.
And the virus, because we were talking earlier about the virus stuff.
Yeah. I've had no end but trouble. But now we've got there
So
eventually.
ST Roro says, my original comment went over 2 posts and you missed what I said. Apologies for that, mate.
Ah. Just battling in with this
Simon
boss.
Locke says, I had them. Weren't they burger flavoured?
Burger flavoured. I'm trying to think. I remember the onion rings, Sonic onion rings, because it had a picture of. It used the Sonic 2 text, if I remember rightly, but it used. I'm sure it had a screenshot or background image of Marble Zone in the background, and I'm sure that was either the onion rings or the spaghetti hoops or something. If he wants to Google it and let me know, but yeah, but I remember not eating them. Eating a couple of tins and then leaving some tins in the cupboard. They might still be there. My mum and dad's, I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Simon Locke, I remember the Heinz Sonic pasta shapes. That must be what you were referring to, Grass.
Yeah, that's
Macedonia 150 says, and those ice lollies with weird gel fillings. That was for many movies like Star Wars, Spider-Man, and Casper.
Yeah, you used to get those at cinema, didn't you?
I think you did, yeah. If memory serves me correct. Right, let me just keep going through these comments. So ST Roro has put, I was in high school and there was a game shop on the way home. While going home, there was a large gang of kids outside the shop and one shouted out, they got it on in here. Or something like that.
What's that for? Sonic 2?
Nice. Hope that's what he's on about, because that would be so cool. So AD Sneaker Freak, he is asking a question. Are you a Robotnik or Eggman kind of guy? Now, I know I said Mecha Eggman earlier on, but I'm a Robotnik kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely Robotnik, isn't it?
Is Eggman the Japanese thing?
Although saying that, we've just missed, haven't we, in Wing Fortress Zone, at the top of the well, it's not the blimp, is it? Whatever it is, it does actually say Eggman, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's spot on. It's a little Easter egg there. Base Invader, good to see you on here as well, Dave DGR. Thank you very much, mate. It's good to have you in the comments and chatting with us tonight. Chris Ashankt says Hedgehog crisps weren't related to Sonic. Smiley face. Yeah.
Right, okay. They must have been different crisps then. He will buy them from his local shops.
So the Zelda collector, that's Chris. He has said, I was probably playing ALTTP in '92. Is that a Link to the Past, Zelda? As
it is, yeah.
2
Team
months
Green.
before this. A Link to the Past is the greatest game ever. Way better than this shite. Oh my god.
He's just trying to rile me up now. I think he's had one too many Ribenas.
Oh yeah, Vimto. He's on the Vimto. That's what it is.
He's on the Vimto.
Macedonia 150 says Robotnik.
Robotnik. It's got to be Robotnik.
Woodlin, that's Carl, 37, says, great stream. I nearly said that completely the wrong way just then. And your co-host is very good indeed, very professional in fact. But I must be off to bed. Much love and great stream. Thanks for tuning in, Carl.
Yeah, cheers, Carl. It's been great, mate. I'll have to catch up sometime.
Chris, the Zelda collector. Long live #Team Green.
Team Green. Team Green.
Awesome Man 235 IFY says at Chris Ashankt, but they can be. So answering a question, I'm guessing.
Oh, I've just died.
Nancy Kazala, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly,
dear.
has said, can we play Sonic 2 on tablet, please? Yes, you can get it on Android tablets and you can get it on iPads. And I'm sure there's some other Windows-based tablets that you can get this on as well. Macedonia 150 says the UK magazine ads for Sonic 1 said Eggman 2, which is interesting, rather than Robotnik.
What's that?
So let me just go back. The UK magazine ads for Sonic 1 said Eggman 2, rather than Robotnik.
Right, okay.
It is. Awesome Man 235 IFY says, at Nancy Kazala, yes, can we? In terms of can you play it on a tablet? I've just sort of answered that question, hopefully for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Sonic 2 and Sonic CD on iPhone and
Yep,
iPad,
me likewise. Sonic 2 and the first one.
and they play actually. They play quite well.
Yeah, I just don't like playing games on a touchscreen. I've never been a big fan. I've got to have
Yeah.
physical buttons for games like that. So ST Roro says Japan. So yeah, like I thought earlier on, Japan, he's always Eggman. I think they answer it by saying Robotnik is his grandfather, and he took his name, but he's actually Eggman.
I mean, if you follow the UK comic, he was known as Dr. Ivor Kingdebor, which is just Robotnik spelled backwards. And that's where if you follow the comic, he had some kind of weird science experiment with a rotten egg and high voltage, and he turned into the evil Dr. Robotnik. That's how it happened, apparently.
So Awesome Man 235 IFY says, no, can we play the game now?
Can we play the game
now? Kevin Wolford 123 says, when Sonic 2 came out, I asked my mum for it, but I didn't know the Master System version was different. Was so disappointed finding out. Didn't have Tails as a playable character. That Christmas I got a Mega Drive, and next message, Sonic 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different game, isn't it? Master System version.
Yeah.
Same as Game Gear. The only thing I do like about the Master System version, or probably I think it's the Game Gear version actually, it's the artwork on the cartridge. Is it the second one where he's on the paraglider? First one he's running over one of the bridges in Emerald Hill.
That's right.
The second one is on the paraglider where I'm sure Tails is in picture as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just trying to remember the title card for the levels. I think you're spot on.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the actual Japanese box artwork, the Japanese box artwork for Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 was, for me, it was better. I mean, I'm going to cut this up now. Sorry, I've just totally lost my train of thought. No, we're still alive.
Yeah, I must admit, I really liked, especially Sonic 2, where you've got, obviously, Sonic and Tails, the names are overlapping. I really like that design on the box, on the front of the box and the cart.
Yeah, definitely.
So here we go. Simon Locke tripped over a power cable holding a rotten egg from the freezer, then got zapped by the Chaos Emeralds, inverted into Robotnik.
That's the one. Yeah, I mean the UK comic must have got that from Japan. They must have done, unless I don't think they made it up. They must have got it from some prototype Sonic. Did you ever see the prototype pictures with Madonna?
Yes, I remember those. They were quite funny, quite corny.
Yeah,
I remember that. Because weren't they trying to depict Sonic as having a girlfriend, and I think Madonna was his real life girlfriend or something crazy.
And he had fangs, didn't he? He had fangs. Yeah, very strange. Well, there we go. That is that's finished.
Wow.
That went quite smoothly. I did expect to die a few more times at the end there in Tefeg, but no, I just played it safe. Kept retreating to the other end and biding my time. But yeah, that is it. That is Sonic 2 finished. I don't know how long it took me. I think best time I've done it in is around 45 minutes or just under 45 minutes. Oh yeah, Sonic 2. Time we on? 11 o'clock.
Time has flown by.
11 o'clock. Time has flown. It tells that. I tell you what, Dave, I've really enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking with me. Obviously, I've been having trouble all day today with the laptop, and I totally forgot to give you a text and let you know where I was. And when you sent me that text, I was just typing at the time when it came through. But no, I think it's paid off. It's gone well. Hopefully, everyone who's been watching, they've enjoyed it. they've enjoyed the interaction, and they've, you know, everyone's had a good old chat about the old Blue Hedgehog, and I can't believe it's 25 years.
No.
25
Where has that
years.
time gone?
Exactly, where has that
Crazy.
time gone? It's the more I think about it, and yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? 25 years ago. I mean, that Christmas I received that game was for me the best childhood Christmas I've had. I remember unwrapping it, taking it upstairs, playing on my Mega Drive, and at the time my auntie had come round. She'd come to stay with us that Christmas, so that's why it's really memorable. And just the whole build-up, you know, going to Christmas shopping, and everywhere you looked, it was Sonic 2 posters, Sonic 2 being played in, you know, the Mega Drive kiosks, Sonic 2 in magazines. You just couldn't get away from the hype that was Sonic 2. So yeah, great memories, great times. So yeah, I think that's about it, Dave.
Yeah.
We'll let the credits play out. Let people listen to that awesome music. I'll just have a quick look through the comments myself. So Simon's talking about, I think Archie Comics did one as well, a lot later, completely different origin story though. What else we got? Zelda Collector. As the last question of the night, I've noticed that it says in the description that Sonic 2 is one of your favourite games and not your actual favourite game. Can you elaborate on that? Yes, I normally put Sonic 2 is my favourite game of all time, but I'm not saying I don't like it anymore. It's still up there, but it is now one of my favourite games. My new favourite game, which is on par with Sonic 2, because I've really enjoyed playing it tonight, is obviously Team Green, Zelda: Link to the Past, Breath of the Wild. So yeah, but Sonic 2, there we go, really good. Enjoyed that. Sonic games and the music is always great. It is. So right, well I think we'll leave it there. It's 11 o'clock. People have places to go. People have got Sonic 2 to play. So yeah, I've enjoyed that, Dave. It's gone as well as it could have gone, or as bad as it could have gone, I suppose. Depends which way you want to look at it. But thank you very much, Dave, for joining me, and thank you everyone else for watching. So yeah, we'll have to do maybe a Sonic 3 anniversary special. What was Sonic 3 with
94? Yeah, I think early 94. Yeah.
February, wasn't it? February 94? And then Sonic and Knuckles were October 94, I believe. So yeah, we'll have to do something like this again. And likewise, if anyone else wants to come on, and we can do the whole Facebook chat, and I'll try and get this camera sorted because I'm sure it will working before. I don't know why it's not working now, but yeah, it's been a bit interesting with no camera. But yeah, so just have a final quick look through the comments. So awesome, some man 235. If it, I wish the level music went in order like the Sonic Generations. It's in order, just the original order. Happy 25th anniversary, Sonic. Fantastic stream, mate. Really enjoyed it. I hope you're not a stranger to GRS. I nearly was a stranger after all the trouble it's put me through tonight, but no, definitely. I think it's given it a new lease of life with having a co-presenter on. I think this is the way forward.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think we can work something out for future streams, can't we?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm up for that.
I'll have to get you on a payroll, Dave. Get you on payroll. Right then, we'll leave it there because I think we're both going on. So thanks for watching, guys. Happy Sonic 25th anniversary, and I will see you on another future GRS. So thank you very much, Dave.